Inside Washington's Museum of the Bible, a single volume that is like no other. The so-called Slave Bible, remarkable not for what's in it, but for what's not.
So about 90% of the Old Testament's been removed and about 50% of the New Testament's been removed. To put it another way, a normal King James Version has 1,189 chapters in it. The Slave Bible has only 232.
Missing are chapters and verses that might have encouraged uprisings. Book of Exodus, redacted. No story of Moses demanding Pharaoh, "Let my people go." Gone is Galatians, and the verse, "There is neither bond nor free, for ye are all one in Christ Jesus." And no Jeremiah, "Woe unto him that useth his neighbor's service without wages."
What they've left in are verses such as Ephesians 6:5, which is the famous verse, "Slaves, be obedient to your master."
Looking at this Bible, it's hard to tell that anything's been taken out of it.
That's correct. I mean, it looks like a normal book. For many enslaved Africans, this would have been the first time they were exposed to the Bible.
A Bible selectively edited to instill obedience, using religion to underpin the horror of slavery. When people encounter this exhibit, what lasting impression do you want them to leave with?
But we want to pass the message on that may this never happen again. The Bible itself is a whole book. It's not one that you get to carve up and use this piece or that piece.
The Slave Bible designed to repress rebellion, but it didn't work. Enslaved people in the Caribbean constantly fought against slavery until emancipation.
I think it's very relevant to understand our history, not just American history, but our African American history, our roots and how we got to this point.
A dark chapter in the history of the good book. Jeff Bennett, NBC News, Washington.
Hey, NBC News fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here, and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.
So as you can see in that last clip, that a lot of the information, was redacted out of the Bibles, man. And the Most High's word is true, and it's not going to come back to him void. So basically, it's going to be a heavy price to pay for that, man. It's going to be a heavy price to pay for that. So let's go, and I'm going to show you why a lot of these elites, they don't care about, what's going to happen to the rest of the society. That's why these guys are going to continue in their ways, because they know that it's over for them. There's no redemption for a lot of these guys, because of what they did. And a lot of these guys know the truth, but they're still not going to come forth and tell it because they're worrying about their life here on this earth. The vanity of the things here on this earth, man. So, right here, let's go to Revelations 22, and I'm going to start at verse 18. And it reads, "For I testify unto every man that heareth the words of the prophecy of this book. If any man shall add unto these things, God shall add unto him the plagues that are written in this book. And if any man shall take away the words of the book of this prophecy, God shall take away his part out of the book of life and out of the holy city and from the things which are written in this book." So, you see right here, the Most High is going to take, if any man take away the words out of this book, he's going to take your name out of the book of life. If you add onto things, you put things in there that's not supposed to be in there, he's going to put the plagues onto you, man, on this book. So they taking a lot of things out of this book, man. They've changed a lot of things. So a lot of these guys, it's no redemption for them, man, and they know it because they want to live here and they want to thrive here. But the Most High already has a date set for these guys, man. So you could do all the covering up you want. You could do, all the hiding. Use your secret societies to hide things. He has a date set already. No man knoweth the hour but him. So you're not prolonging anything. The date is already set. So that's why, man. That's why they're going to continue in their wicked ways, because their name is taken out of the book of life, man. Oh, man. And technically, the only people that's allowed to teach I mean, this word, I mean, are the Israelites, man. I mean, those people over there are not the Jewish people, man. I mean, this is not the white man's book. Yeah? This is what they want you to believe. I mean, this is the white man's book. This is what they tell us all the time. Yeah? Why are you reading that for, man? I mean, they use that to keep us captive in slavery. Yes, they did. I mean, but you can see they took out a lot of, I mean, important information. I mean, they redacted it out of the book. But this entire book is talking about black people, man. You know? So now you got people that looked down and despised us. You know what I mean? That thought of us as nothing. You know what I mean? Now they're coming into the truth that we are the people of the book. I mean, those are our forefathers, man. You know what I mean? So men of great faith. You know what I mean? Strong, mighty warrior. You know what I mean? Men like King David. You know what I mean? You got Enoch, Noah, Moses, Elijah. You know what I mean? Paul, Samson. You know what I mean? And the Messiah, of course. You know what I mean? Yeshua. These men were men of color, man. They look just like us. So then that's where something has to hit these guys and say, hey, somebody's lying. You know? Somebody's lying, man, about something. I mean, if they're the people of the book, they can't be what they said about them. Somebody's trying to tarnish their image. And then you're gonna see now who the true enemies are, man. Right? You're gonna see. So let's go to Revelation. Let's go to Revelation 2. Verse 9. And this is what the Most High is going to do in the latter days, man. He said, behold, I will make them the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews and are not, but do lie. Behold, I will make them come to worship before thy feet and to know that I have loved thee. So that's what he's going to do in a lot of times, man. You know what I mean? Because the Most High hasn't cast away his people. Of course, we were under divine punishment and judgment, you know, for our disobedience. You know, but you guys took it too far, man. You know what I mean? You guys took it too far. Yeah? So that's what he's gonna go. That's what he's gonna do, because you know what I mean? A lot of people think that they look at us as nothing, man. They count us as dung. That's what the Most High is gonna do in the latter days, man. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And you know, for all you niggas that sold out, man, you got a bad report in the kingdom, man. You know. You know, and you know, you have a lot of people that look like us, but they're not of the fold. You know, like for example, you see Moses could have passed as an Egyptian. You know what I mean? I think it was the priest of Midian. He thought he was an Egyptian when he was over there. You know what I mean? So you have a lot of people that look like us. I mean, they are not of the fold. You know? You know? And you have a lot of sellouts too that are Israelites, you know what I mean? That's working for the oppressor, the 2/3. So they're gonna, you know what I mean? You guys gonna be wiped out for that, man. You guys gonna be put to death, you know? I mean, unless you repent and come back, you know what I mean? But you guys love to stay, you know what I mean, and work, I mean, for Satan, man. So let's keep going, man. I ain't done. And that's when you let's go to Jeremiah 16:19, man. I mean, so this is what, and I believe this is specifically what a lot of people is gonna come say in the latter times, man, when they find out the truth. I mean, Jeremiah 16:19. O Lord, my strength and my fortress and my refuge in the day of affliction. The Gentiles shall come unto thee from the ends of the earth, and shall say, surely our fathers have inherited lies, vanity, and things wherein there is no profit. So that's what they're going to come say in the latter times, man. That our forefathers have inherited lies. And that's what a lot of the Jewish people over there have inherited, man. They're incapable of telling the truth because they have inherited a lot of lies, man. You know what I mean? And that's why I said the only people that's supposed to be teaching the word are the Hebrews, man. The true ones. You know what I mean? Because that's why there's a lot of confusion. Because everybody wants to teach the word, you know what I mean, and they don't know the truth. You know what I mean? You know, so they're gonna come and they're gonna say in the latter days, you know what I mean, we haven't, our forefathers told us lies, vanity, and we, you know what I mean, we inherited nothing, man. It didn't profit us nothing in the end. You know what I mean? Oh man, and a lot of these guys over there, that's so-called Jewish, they don't even believe in the Messiah. A lot of these guys don't believe in the Messiah. They believe in the Messiah. They just want to be Jewish because that comes with a certain umbrella of protection in the society. You know what I mean? You say that you're Jewish, I mean you're covered. You know, because they own everything. You know, and they control a lot of things. A lot of these TV stations. You know what I mean? And they have, you know what I mean? They just, and property, they own a lot of things, man. You know? And everybody thinks that they're the people. But all that's gonna be unfolded in the end, man. I mean, that's gonna be unraveled. So let's go to and that all goes into the parable of the fig tree too. You know, because I never really understood that when I was younger, but I'm starting to understand it now. Because let's go to let's read the parable of the fig tree. Matthew chapter 24. Verse 32, and it reads, "Now learn a parable of the fig tree. When his branch is yet tender and putteth forth leaves, ye know that summer is nigh. So likewise ye, when ye shall see these things, know that it is near, even at the doors. Verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass until these things be fulfilled." So, you see, before we didn't know anything, man. We were in our ignorance. And we didn't know better, you know, so we didn't know who we were. But when we came into the knowledge of the truth, I mean, the Most High, you know, poured His Spirit out, and we figured out who we were. I mean, you start to see a lot of Israelites, you know what I mean, they're proclaiming that they're Hebrews now. You know, you start to see them preaching the word, you know what I mean? They're gravitating more to the word because they can understand the word. But before that wasn't happening, you know what I mean? Because the branches were, I mean, we didn't have no leaves on our branches. And that's what it's talking about. When you start to see these fruits start appearing on the branches, these leaves, I mean, that's when you know you're coming towards the end. And another thing too, that's also the prophecies within the book. You know what I mean? So you see a lot of Israelites, you know what I mean? They coming into the truth now, man, of who they are. And you know what I mean? And this is what you guys been trying to prevent, man. And this is what these elites been trying to prevent. You know what I mean? But the Most High is raising the mighty men back up, man. You know what I mean? And that's why you see a lot of judgment is coming upon these nations now. I mean, especially in these churches, man. These churches are no longer a safe haven, you know what I mean, for people to go and pray, man, because there's no truth in there. You know what I mean? It used to be good back in the days, you know what I mean? But, you know, in due time, Satan infiltrates everything, and he puts his slimy serpents in there, you know what I mean, to try to distract, you know what I mean, the people of God, you know what I mean? But that's why you see that, you know what I mean, this Catholic church got burned down the other day. You got another one in Sri Lanka, you know what I mean, that got bombed. I mean, a lot of people not going to like me saying that, but I got to speak the truth, you know. These churches are under judgment, and not just the Catholic Church, all these churches, man. You know what I mean? That's not preaching truth. I mean, they under judgment, man. You know what I mean? A lot of the Most High saints, they not in the church anyway, man. You know? His people are not really even in the churches. They out here on the field. Because they're not preaching no truth in the church. They're not telling you who you are. People have been going to church, I mean, 50, 60, 70 years, and they still don't know, man. I mean, they still lost. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. That's what I wanted to get across, man. I mean, this book is not the white man's book, man. Okay? This is our book. And I mean, they did use it, I mean, to psychologically dupe us, man. Even in that movie, The Birth of a Nation, you watch that movie, you see that that scene where he reached for the other books, and the white woman told him, "No, here, take the Bible. You know what I mean? This is for you. These other books, you're not going to be able to understand that." You know what I mean? That was mind control too. You know what I mean? A lot of people will see that, and and think that, look, they'll be like, oh, look, you see? You know what I mean? She didn't want to read the other books. You know what I mean? Oh, why you start reading that Bible, man? Look, no, that's mind control, man. You know what I mean? That's that they playing you guys. They knew this book was ours. You know what I mean? But they redacted a lot of information from it. Yeah? Mind control, man. Yeah. So all praises to the Most High, man. You know what I mean? I'm gonna get that one off my chest. Even this, and one more, yeah. Even this last movie, Wakanda too. I mean, it's led a lot of Israelites astray. I mean, not Wakanda. I said Wakanda, the Black Panther joint. I mean, with the city of Wakanda, man. That's not our customs and traditions, man. I mean, we don't do that. Yeah. I mean, they try to group us all into one group as so-called black people, but we have different bloodlines and histories, man. I mean, but yeah, man, all praises to the Most High, man.